Hi everyone, today I'd like to talk about what I learned on the second session of corporate finance class by Professor Roy Semba at my regular MBA program at ITME International Business School. So last week we learned about capital budgeting, which is the planning process for investment in long-term assets. It estimates expected future cash flows and evaluate the project based on capital budgeting evaluation criteria to help us decide which projects are good or bad. Two or more projects can be mutually exclusive, where we can only choose one, or it can be independent where we can choose all good projects. There are three types of cash flows, which are initial cash outlay, operating cash flows, and terminal cash flows. There are four methods that can be used in the capital budgeting concept. The first one is the payback period, which is how many years to cover for initial payments. But it has its weaknesses because it doesn't consider time value of money, required rate of return, nor the cash flows from the project. The second method, which is the best method, is using net present value. If the net present value is positive, then the value have been created, so it means it's a good project. The third method is using profitability index. If the PI is more than 1, then we should accept it. If it's less than 1, then we should reject it. Now the last method is using IRR, where we compare internal rate of return and interest rate in time deposit in the bank. If IRR is lower than bank interest rate, then we should reject it. If IRR is higher than required rate of return, then we shall accept. Otherwise, we should reject it. NPV is better than IRR because IRR is progressive, so we will not be able to reinvest the money. There is comparison of the methods. In terms of time value of money, the payback method does not adjust timing differences, while NPV, IRR, and PI take into account the time value of money. In terms of relevant cash flows, NPV, IRR, and PI use all cash flows, while the payback method ignores cash flows that occur after the payback period. Something should be put into the consideration as well, which are the incremental cash flows and whether it's new project or replacement project. That's it for today. See you next week.